New details this afternoon about the 9 people shot to death inside a Charleston church. What we've learned about the victims and the man accused of killing them.
And we are tracking numerous scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. A couple of active warnings are now ongoing up until 4:30. We will break those down for you.
Also, new details about a Central Kentucky murder. What we've learned about the victim who was stabbed to death at a home in Bath County.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Storms are firing up across central and eastern Kentucky, and some of them are severe, sparking several warnings. You're looking live at Triangle Park in downtown Lexington. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking the storms and the warnings. He shows us what's on the First Alert Defender right now. Jim?
And of course, nothing here in Lexington look really nice downtown, but you have to work your way outside of central Kentucky to really get in on some of those strong or even severe thunderstorms, or really thunderstorms period at this point, as they continue to kind of pull away from us. You see a little cluster of warnings out to our southeast. That's where we're going to go with Defender and show you the active warnings that we currently have out there. You've got one that's out for Estill, Lee, Powell, and Wolfe counties, and it's really starting to bear down on the folks there in Wolfe County. Producing gusty winds. We're talking about a lot of lightning as well with those thunderstorms, and maybe even some small hail. And then we look to another affecting the folks there in Breathitt and Magoffin counties. Severe thunderstorm warnings for those folks go all the way out until 4:30. And let's not forget the good little thunderstorm that's passing through Morgan County as well. Loads of lightning and some very heavy rain associated with that one. So we have plenty of action showing up, but a lot of it's pulling away from our area. But we also have more thunderstorms that are going to try to develop just out to our southwest, passing through Bowling Green, and these are pushing toward the north. And there's plenty of juice left in this particular area to fuel those thunderstorms and keep them going into central Kentucky as we progress into the rest of the evening here, because basically this was the line where storms started developing earlier, so there's a lot of juice left over. We will take a closer look at that and run one of our high-resolution models and show you where those storms should be in the coming hours as we progress through this Thursday evening. I'll have that for you coming up in just a few minutes.
We're tracking a breaking news alert out of Scott County this afternoon. Investigators tell us a man was killed instantly when his farm tractor flipped on him while he was mowing grass. It happened around 2 o'clock on Switzer Road in Stamping Ground. The Scott County coroner tells us the victim is 77-year-old Burnett Virgil Jr. Herod Brothers Funeral Home is in charge of his arrangements. We'll have an update on this accident coming up on WKYT News at 6. The suspect in the Charleston, South Carolina church massacre is now in custody after a 15-hour manhunt. Police say they caught him in North Carolina. This comes as President Barack Obama weighs in on the killings. Mary Maloney has the latest in our top story at 4.
The man who police say opened fire at an African-American church in Charleston, South Carolina, is now in custody. Police say they caught 21-year-old Dylan Roth at a traffic stop in Shelby, North Carolina, after receiving a tip from a resident.
And I am so pleased that we were able to resolve this case quickly, not only for the families, but for our community, for our state.
Law enforcement officials say Roth was armed with a gun when he was arrested, but it's not clear if it's the same firearm allegedly used in the shooting. Police say Roth spent an hour in a Bible study class at the Emmanuel AME Church Wednesday evening before he opened fire, killing 9 people. President Obama spoke on the tragedy Thursday, making a point to talk about America's racial struggles and about gun control.
We don't have all the facts, but we do know that, once again, innocent people were killed in part because someone who wanted to inflict harm had no trouble getting their hands on a gun.
The Department of Justice has opened a hate crime investigation into the shooting. Meanwhile, the Charleston community is still grappling with the heinous crime. Among the 6 women and 3 men killed was the church's pastor, the Reverend Clementa Pinckney, who was also a state senator.
We woke up today and the heart and soul of South Carolina was broken.
Prayer vigils were held across the country from Charleston to Capitol Hill as law enforcement and the nation search for answers. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The coroner just had a news conference and identified the victims. They were ages 26 to 87 and include a librarian, legislator, and pastors. A Lexington reverend who has ties to Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston calls the tragedy mind-boggling. The Reverend Kenneth Golphin with Quinn Chapel AME says his wife has family who attends the church. They were not at Bible study during last night's killings. Reverend Golphin also knew one of the victims, Pastor and State Senator Clementa Pinckney.
To have this tragedy happen in the first place in anybody's church is just mind-boggling. But to have it happen in a church that I'm familiar with just takes it a little bit higher. And then to have it happen to an individual that I'm familiar with is just really serious for me.
Reverend Golphin held a prayer vigil today for the victims of the shootings. Another vigil will be at Quinn Chapel AME tonight at 7. Reverend Golphin reflects on the death of Senator Pinckney coming up on WKYT News at 5. Police are laying out their case against a Lexington man charged with murder. Police say officers saw Jermaine Anderson drop a gun and run from Whitney Avenue moments after Montez Graves was shot to death on Charles Avenue. They testified this morning that bullets from that gun matched the bullets found in the victim. Graves' brother, who was sitting next to him in a car, was also shot on June 7th. Anderson's case has been waived to a grand jury. You'll hear from a detective on WKYT News at 4:30. We're learning more about a murder investigation in Bath County. State police have identified the victim as 54-year-old Henry Mead. He was stabbed to death last night at a home on Wyoming Road near the Fleming County line. So far, no arrests have been made. State police say local police found Mead after someone asked them to check on him. We'll have an update on the investigation on WKYT News at 5, including why state police do not believe this was a random attack. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. A Pulaski County man was sentenced this morning on charges from a deadly crash. That crash happened back in April in Science Hill. Police say that 21-year-old James Harmon was drunk when his car crashed head-on into 67-year-old Sandra Drury's car. Drury was on her way to church. She died days later at UK Hospital. Last month, Harmon pled guilty to manslaughter. Today, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Drury's family was at the court hearing and say they agree with the sentence.
It's very important for James to have a future. Even though my mother's life is gone, she's no longer with us. She's in heaven with her Lord and Savior, and it was her time to go. But as far as James goes, he's still a young man. He's 21 years old. He will see the light of day again, and he will have a future.
Because of Kentucky law, Harmon will be eligible for parole after he serves just 20% of his sentence, or 3 years. You'll hear more on why Drury's family hopes the man who killed their mother has a future coming up on WKYT News at 5:30. A man is in jail accused of exploiting a disabled woman out of more than $20,000. Lexington police say Glenn Stamper stole cash and checks from the victim over the course of a year. Police say the victim paid Stamper to do work that he either never did or did not complete. He's charged with exploitation of an adult. We'll have more details on that investigation on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. Soon there will be a new place to work out in Lexington. The YMCA of Central Kentucky breaking ground today on a new location. It'll be on Sir Barton Way near the Tuscany neighborhood. The groundbreaking today brought out local dignitaries and people in the neighborhood who will benefit.
So I've got a young daughter and a wife that's very active in sports, and I coached the soccer team through the Y this year for her. So we'll continue to do that and then get in there and just exercise, stay healthy.
We'll tell you when the new Y is expected to be open coming up in our next half hour at 4:30. And that's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, that will be a popular place, no doubt.
The NASDAQ hit a record today, closing at 5,133, up 68 points. The Dow jumped 180 and the S&P 21. Who wants to spend more time stuck in traffic? Well, according to a new study, Americans are. Consumers are spending 200 hours and about $2,600 a year on their daily commute. On average, that's about $10 a day. People in Los Angeles and New York pay a bit more. The daily round-trip cost is $16 a day in LA and $14 in New York. 60% of Americans say their commuting costs have increased in the past 5 years. The study was done by Citibank. The U.S. Treasury Department has announced it's redesigning the $10 bill to feature a woman. The new bill will roll out 5 years from now in 2020. That's the 100th anniversary of the Constitution's 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. A decision on which woman won't be made for several months, but the U.S. Treasury Secretary is asking the public to weigh in. You can give them your ideas by using the hashtag #TheNew10. Summer is almost officially here, and many parents are looking for the perfect camp for their children. Hannah Daniels has suggestions to find the best fit for your child.
Kids will soon be taking the plunge at summer camp. But today's camps are no longer just rustic adventures in the wilderness. Now there are plenty of options, from rock climbing to glass blowing, music recording, and even fencing.
Pretty much you name it, there's a specialty camp out there.
Anna Fader is from Mommy Poppins, a website that gives parents some suggestions.
Let your child's interests lead your search for a camp. You want the camp experience to be good, you want them to love it.
For kids too young for sleepover camp, there are plenty of day camps in urban areas.
Now you draw me a mermaid.
The Art Farm in New York City teaches kids to draw and adopt part-time pets. Francie and John Doherty say there's another major factor to consider.
These summer camps can be very pricey, so you want to make sure you're making the right choice within your budget, and this fell right into that for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For families with limited funds, there is often help.
I think a lot of parents don't realize that there's scholarship money or financial aid for most camps, especially larger camps.
And safety is always top priority. Vader suggests looking for camps that do background checks on their counselors. And she says one of the best ways to find a great camp is word of mouth. Hannah Daniels for CBS News, New York.
The American Camp Association also offers a national standard for camps, and parents can look for the ACA accreditation. If you're looking for a fun Father's Day for Jim, you may want to head to the home of the Lexington Legends.
And Deanne Stevens is out and about at Whitaker Bank Ballpark with all of the details. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. From Whitaker Bank Ballpark, the Lexington Legends got a whole weekend full of games. If you haven't been out here yet this summer, this is the weekend to come. A lot of great activities going on. Andy Shea is with us. I got my jersey on. Does this mean I can play?
Looking good. You're ready. Yeah, exactly. We'll sell some tickets for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just so they can come see me make a fool out of myself, right?
No way. No.
You guys have had a great season so far. Talk a bit about that and what's in store for this weekend.
The season's been awesome so far, and we're just about done the first half, so we're kicking it. We're finishing it off with an awesome 3-game homestand. We've got fireworks all weekend. We've got Kids Club Sunday, Go Red Night, Lexington Clinic Night. It's going to be an awesome weekend out here.
I always say, for those folks that really maybe not be that into baseball, you're missing out if you don't come check out the family fun.
It's hilarious. I mean, it's, you know, I love baseball as much as the next guy, but the vast majority of the people out here are not like that.
And they don't know anything about it either.
No, exactly. I mean, the fact that we have 6 All-Stars is awesome, but it's also about the fireworks, the promotions, the fun, the intimacy. So, I mean, that's what's really cool about the ballpark here.
And it's good for folks to know they don't have to have season tickets. They can just show up here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark, right?
Come to the box office or LexingtonLegends.com. It's great.
All right, kicking things off, 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Is that right? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Come cheer the Lexington Legends on. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A good car seat is only part of the key to child safety. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested the built-in attachment hardware on more than 100 vehicles, and the results may surprise you. The ratings are based on how easy it is to use the hardware. Only 3 vehicles received a rating of good. Those rating poor included the Toyota Sienna minivan and the popular Nissan Altima. The Highway Safety Group says the hardware with a poor rating still provides the same protection as hardware with a good rating. It's just more difficult to use. Apparently, most Americans are a bit confused about sunscreen labels. That's the conclusion of a Northwestern University study. It finds 43% of those surveyed understood the definition of sun factor protection, but just 7% knew what to look for in sunscreen to ward off early signs of aging. Researchers suggest using SPF 30 or higher to keep sun rays away that promote aging and skin cancer, and look for sunscreen that includes the term broad spectrum protection. Pope Francis has unveiled his controversial plan to battle climate change. Jonathan Vigliotti takes a look at what's inside the 200-page plan.
The Pope is calling for a bold cultural revolution to fight climate change. In a 200-page lesson plan of sorts, Pope Francis describes a perverse economic system where the rich exploit the poor. He tweeted a highlight saying the earth, our home, is beginning to look more and more like an immense pile of filth. The document, called an encyclical, blends scripture with science and spells out the Pope's moral and scientific case for protecting the environment. While the letter targets the church's 1 billion followers, Pope Francis says the entire world needs to cut greenhouse gases and live simpler lives. The highly anticipated document has sparked controversy in the U.S., where climate skeptics, including many Catholics, feel the Pope's views are wrong. Republican presidential contender and Catholic Jeb Bush weighed in ahead of the report's release, saying, "I don't get my economic policy from my bishops or my cardinals or my Pope." Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News.